Florida's decision to give head coach Billy Napier another year, despite a record that would typically spell dismissal, signals a potential shift in college athletics. Athletics Director Scott Stricklin's announcement, while brief and lacking a detailed rationale, suggests a more calculated approach that may reflect the changing economics and logistics of modern college football. With Napier's contract buyout costing $26.7 million, many fans assumed money was the primary reason behind this decision. However, Florida has the resources to cover such a payout if they truly wanted to make a change. Stricklin's position within the program may also be a factor. After hiring and later firing Dan Mullen, Stricklin likely feels pressure to avoid a second costly dismissal. The decision not to fire Napier has broader implications. As college sports enter a new era of revenue-sharing models and athlete compensation, the immediate firing and hiring cycle may no longer be as practical. In the past, when athletic departments assessed a potential coaching change, they mostly considered the financial cost and the pool of coaches available. However, they must also consider timing with respect to the transfer portal, playoff schedules, and roster disruptions. For instance, if Stricklin announced a coaching search, he'd face a tight deadline, with the transfer portal opening on December 9th and closing on December 28th. Without an immediate replacement ready to recruit and secure talent, Florida would risk player attrition, leaving a new coach with a depleted roster. The expanded college football playoff format complicates this further, as some top candidates may not be available until late December. Aiming high for a coach with championship obligations could mean waiting until the end of playoff rounds, and by then, Florida may miss critical recruitment and transfer windows. The potential changes from the House versus NCAA settlement add another layer of complexity. With the upcoming revenue-sharing model, a college head coach's role will expand to include budget allocation for player recruitment and compensation, essentially turning the position into one that balances coaching with financial resource management. This model, while still uncertain, is likely to redefine the skills and strategies required for a successful program leader. Athletic departments, therefore, might lean toward maintaining continuity with current coaches rather than gambling on new hires, whose performance in this evolving environment is unknown. Florida's decision could represent a broader trend where schools focus on supporting coaches with enhanced resources for player acquisition rather than opting for costly buyouts. By prioritizing roster stability and bolstering player support, schools might seek a rehabilitation model for coaches in tough spots, aiming to minimize the disruption associated with turnover. This approach mitigates risks like roster instability and potentially diminished performance in a new coach's first season. In the past, Jeremy Foley's "What must be done eventually must be done immediately" ethos shaped decisions in Florida athletics, as seen with Ron Zook's early exit. However, the modern landscape complicates such decisive action. Stricklin's more patient approach, while risky, recognizes the challenges of roster management and player retention in the nil era. If it pays off, Napier could improve under added support. If not, Florida may face the same decision next season. With college football's economic structure in flux, Stricklin's choice reflects a cautious practicality. Other schools may adopt this philosophy, opting for incremental support rather than drastic changes as the NCAA shifts to a more complex, player-driven model.